Hi, Samantha. This is your professor. I thought that I would just make you a little video on how to do this problem in your calculator. So you're asked to find the linear regression for that data table. So what you want to do first is grab your graphing calculator. Excuse my sunglasses. Okay, so you're on your graphing calculator. Whatever's going on in your screen, you might have some random stuff in here. You want to clear it out. Clear. Okay, so to start off, whenever you're doing a linear regression, you want to put in your lists, right? To put in your lists, you want to press stat. So your stat button's right here. Boom. Now you're going to go to edit to actually put the list in. So edit. Now, if you have stuff in here, which you probably do from last class, you want to clear it out. So go up to L1, press clear, and then press enter to get it to go away. Now arrow over and do the same thing to L2 to get whatever's in there to go away. Okay, so look back at your table, zoom, and in L1 you want to put whatever's in your X column. So in L1, I'm going to arrow over, I have a 1, a 3, a 5, a 7, and a 9. All right. In L2, you want to put whatever was in your Y column. So let's go over, look at the Y column. Okay. So in L2, I have 1, 4, 4, and 5. You want to make sure that what's in L1 and L2 is actually matching what's in your table, because otherwise you're going to get the wrong answer and you're not going to know why. So let's just double check. Okay, this is my L1 and L2, and this is my table. It looks like they should match. So we've got our lists in. So the question just asks you to find the linear regression and not to find the scatter plot or to graph it. So what you want to do is, in general, just find the scatter plot anyways, because it's going to be a little bit helpful. So second y equals will bring you to the stat plot, and you want to press enter to go into the first one. So make sure it's on, and make sure that you have this first thing highlighted. If you have one of the other ones highlighted, it's going to make a different graph, and that's not going to be very helpful. In X list and Y list, you want to make sure you have L1 and L2. To get an L1, you would do second and then press 1. Okay, so this is your stat plot screen. It looks pretty good. The next thing you want to do is just make sure that in Y equals, you don't have any functions, because otherwise they're going to graph at the same time as your scatter plot, and that's going to be a little bit confusing. So go to Y equals. And if you have anything in here, which you probably do from our last class, you want to clear it out. So goodbye. Okay. Now to see the scatter plot, zoom, and then you want zoom stat, which is number 9. There we go. And there's our nice little plot of points. And if you actually look back at this problem over here, it matches, which is a good sign, right? Okay, so we have our scatter plot. Let's find the regression. To find the regression, stat. Now you go to calc, because you're calculating something, right? You're calculating the regression line. So calc, and you're doing a linear regression, so you go to 4. Enter. Your screen might look like this, and it might look like something else. Lin reg ax plus b, if this is your screen, you want to put in your list 1, your list 2, and your Y1. So to put in the L1, you do second, 1, and now you have an L1 on your screen. To get your comma, you need a comma. It's right here next to x squared. There's your comma. And then to do L2, it's second, 2. Okay, there's my little L2, comma. And then I want to save my regression equation into the Y screen. And to do that, I have to tell the calculator where to save the regression equation. So I go to vars, arrow over to yvars, enter, enter. That put a little y1 next to my L2. So if your screen looks like this now, you want to press enter. So it's giving you the linear regression, y equals ax plus b, where a is 0.55 and b is 0.25. So I'm going to write that down really quickly. Let me find my pen. Y equals ax plus b, so 0.55x plus 0.25. So this is where a goes, and this is where b goes. So now let's look at the question that was asked. You want to use decimals for any numbers in the expression and to round to the nearest tenth. So the nearest tenth, if you're looking at these numbers, this is the tenths place, this is the hundredths place. So if you're rounding to the nearest tenth, you want to round this number to 0.6x plus, for 0.25, you're rounding that to the nearest tenth. So that's going to be 0.3. So going back over here, when you're entering your answer, you want to use y equals, let's clear that one out, 0.6x plus 0.3. Now let's check the answer to make sure I did this right. It's going to be pretty embarrassing if I didn't. Check answer. Nice work. Oh boy. Okay, so that's how you find the linear regression. If this is still not clear, please let me know. If you have a more recent version of the calculator, you might have a different screen at some point. And if that's the case, I'll get my other newer calculator out and show you how to do it that way. All right, have a good weekend. See you soon. Bye.